How y'all doing today? Today is day 6 of my 3x5 Superset program. Triceps. And I start off, we're ending the week with triceps. I like to end the week with triceps just because it's not very taxing on the body. Yeah, so I'll start off with dips. Let me fix that. There we go. So, part of why I decided to start this channel, because I feel like bro splits get a bad rap. Not just bro splits, but I feel like now everybody knows everything. And you got to do this movement, you got to do that movement, you got to do this split. I think it's gotten a little out of hand. So I just made this channel to show that, not only are bro splits viable, but just to promote learning what works for your body. Instead of just doing what everybody tells you. You can still grow, get stronger, by finding what works for you. You need bro splits, and the way I train works for me. All right, last set. I like to start off with dips because I feel like it's a great warm up to get the triceps warm. Also, like I heard Mike Minter say that dips are like the squats for the upper body because how it involves all the muscles. Uh, so I like it. It helps get my shoulders warmed up. Obviously, triceps, get a little chest action going as well. Especially, they usually use a different apparatus, I guess you call this, but I use another one where the grip is a little more straightforward. With this wider out grip, I feel like I'm using a little more chest, but nothing wrong with that. All right, so next up we got bent over. I call it bent over pulls. Uh, I know a lot of people say that these are kind of pointless. They say that you could do a standing pull down, same thing. Years ago, when I researched this movement, the article I read explained that the benefit to doing them bent over is that when you pull it here and you have it bent out, it targets this upper part of your tricep that kind of goes towards your rear delt, which is kind of hard to hit. So that's kind of why I do it, because it's hard to find another movement that has that same effect. There you go. So here, still warming up. Yeah. If you're doing it right, you'll feel it right in here. Also, one thing to keep in mind when you're dealing with these different types of pulley situations, the more pulleys or more, I guess, the wheel parts it has to it, I'm not, I don't know, my fault, I don't know the technical terms, but these things, the more of these you have, the lighter the weight's going to be. So, for example, this has one more wheel than the red pulley system out front. And to me, 40 pounds on this, it feels like 20 pounds on that. So this feels, I need to put 20 pounds, I need to put more weight on this compared to the cable machine out front to get the same stimulus, as you can see. There we go. Now, y'all can't tell I'm a big supporter of the free the nipple movement. Clearly. All these nip slips in this video. There we go. I gotta find a different angle for that. All right, next up we have we'll see. Now we got reverse curls with push downs, Superset. During my back workout, I mentioned trying to include opposing movements, or I guess another word for that would be inverse movements. This is another example of that. So I'm doing my reverse curls. I'm trying to keep the same form I use when I do my barbell curls. And when I do the push downs, I'm going to try to keep the same form I use when I do my reverse barbell curls. One reason I like to do that because it helps with controlling the neck. Another reason why I like to do inverse movements is because I think it also helps with kind of coordination, in my opinion. Doing the same movement but having the weight, I guess the resistance in different direction. I feel like it helps coordinating the where the muscle fibers contract. What do I know? There's a guy who likes to lift. All right, last set. Let's see how this goes. happy with the form there. Not at all. We got it done. Alright, so normally I'd like to do a seated tricep extension or whatever it's called as this part of the workout. And see this, well, this is my first time doing this movement. This will be the French curl, and I'm so excited with some close grip bench. I saw a video of Arnold Schwarzenegger doing it, so I thought it'd be cool to do it. But I wanted to use this as a finisher, but somebody's using the seated tricep extension, so I'm not about to sit there and just wait for him to finish. So my apologies if my form is off with this one. Like I said, it's a new movement for your boy. There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, so the way that weight felt, I think I might just keep it. I just keep it for the next 2 sets. Here we go, set 2. I'm working with a new movement. I don't mind starting off light. Just because I'd rather get the movement right, get the form down. I don't want to be that far off. There we go. That's it. And honestly, if that seated tricep extension is still taken, this will be the last set of the day. Which is kind of rough because the seated tricep extension, that's my overload movement. I know that kind of contradicts what I said about biceps, but I think that's part of getting to know your body is knowing how different muscles work. So my triceps, they can handle a lot more volume than my biceps. So if I were to put the overload movement towards the beginning, that would affect my movements towards the end. Whereas I can still do, all those other movements beforehand and still get a good overload with my triceps. They're a bit stronger and have higher endurance. There we go. There we go. I think that's a French curl, but this might be called French press. Alright. I think the tricep extension is open, so I'm gonna go ahead over to that. So the video, I made a mistake and pressed the button to stop recording, so I had to start a new video. So here we are, see the tricep extension. This is my overload movement for the triceps. One of the tricks, in my opinion, to bro splits, or working one body part a day, is that you don't really work one body part a week. This is an example. This movement dips, this movement, and kind of sort of that French curl. They all involve my chest a little bit, not a whole lot. I think it's a chest exercise per se, but it's just chest is involved. Here we go. Maybe if I hook it to the towel. Let's see. Let's see how this works. Okay. Alright, fuck it. I'll try to keep it locked on the shirt. Here we go. I didn't like any of that. That was hideous. So this will be the last set. So doing 3, I'm gonna just do 2 sets. Alright. Hopefully this one will be a little better. I think compared to all the other work, the triceps aren't really that exhausting. So for me to feel a little bit this tired, I think I dropped a little too much weight maybe. It could just be it's Friday. Yeah, I took a Here we go. Alright, last set. That's all I got. Well, thanks for watching.